and I'm ignoring them. Got a couple kids nowadays and I'm supporting. Turning down 100,000, I wasn't bored enough. Yeah, I wasn't bored enough. I'd rather stay at home, just the four of us. Knock, 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 say hello to opportunity. Show them everything that I be doing, think it's doing me. Check, 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 everything I do is to a T. And only other Connor hitting hardest in the USC. Oh, Irish in my blood and all that money keep on doubling. I ain't tried to ball cause I ain't really one for fumbling. Made a couple M's, went gold, now I'm loving it. Drive through them all, can't stomach it. One time cause I had to prove it to myself. 2 times doing that for everybody else. 3 times just to put the trophy on the shelf. 4 times just because I couldn't, I ain't doing nothing else. Local legend, but the whip I got is foreign. Extraordinary, yeah, I feel like Alex Warren does. Please will not be counting me if it is not important. If I don't see no dollar signs there, then I'm ignoring them. Got a couple kids nowadays and I'm supporting. Turning down 100,000, I wasn't bored enough. Yeah, I wasn't bored enough. I'd rather stay at home, just now wait, second thought. Maybe take a trip down to Florida. Need to change the weather, Tennessee just wasn't warm enough. Son and everybody, they been eating out the formula. Everybody talking, but at least they ain't ignoring us. Ay, reservations for 20 at Kosho. Like that iceberg, I'm tipping a boatload. Got incredible friends, yeah, they froze on. Taking hits on the one like I'm Soto. Catalog multiples of double digits. Staring at the number like it's double vision. That's what happens when you trust the vision, but keep it humble for the juxtaposition. I changed my life overnight with a couple decisions. Stay working like there's somebody who's coming to get it. And don't get caught up in the talking and the public opinion. Yeah, I had different functions cause I'm functioning different. Ay, 1 time cause I had to prove it to myself. 2 times doing that for everybody else. 3 times just to put the trophy on the shelf. 4 times just because I couldn't, I ain't doing nothing else. Ay, local legend, but the whip I got is foreign. Extraordinary, yeah, I feel like Alex Warren does. Please will not be counting me if it is not important. If I don't see no dollar signs there, then I'm ignoring them. Got a couple kids nowadays and I'm supporting. Turning down 100,000, I wasn't bored enough.
How you guys feeling? Welcome. What up,
I wasn't bored enough. I'd rather stay at home with the 4 of us.
Wokey, good to see you, man. Good to see y'all. Great to be back. Great to be back. Let's do this. Let's do it. All right. What up, Cam Jam? All right, how's everyone feeling? Happy Friday. Good to see you guys. Profits Pilot in the building. How's everyone doing? I hope you guys have had a great week. I hope you had a great month. It's the last day, man. Last day. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope you've learned a lot. It's been such an awesome month. A lot of lessons, a lot of blessings, and we're just grateful for it all, yeah? What up, Captain? NK Capital in the building. What's goody? What up, Robin? Robin in the house. What up, Vince? Good to see y'all, man. Good to see everyone. Welcome back in. Happy Friday to you guys. Why don't we get started? Why don't we pray real quick and then we'll get to the business. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Father God, I thank you for this New York session, Lord. I thank you for the month that we've had, the lessons, the blessings, and everything in between. We thank you for all that is being revealed and for continuing to bless our time together on these live streams. Lord, we ask a blessing over this next month. We thank you for all that has been given in the previous month, and I just pray for each and every individual here that you would set them on a path of victory in August. So we thank you for the breakthrough. We thank you for the turning point, and we just give you the glory in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. All right, let's do it. You guys ready? August coming up, so let's put a bow on July. Let's finish strong here, strong in our discipline, strong in our ability to get in and out of the markets properly like professionals. And if we can get an opportunity here today, which I think we should be able to, then we'll be able to prove that. All right, so why don't we get started here? Let's have a look of the lay of the land for the day. Not much happening on the U.S. dollar. A little bit of orange folder news coming in at 8:30. Nothing for us to really worry about too much. Right here, you got this little 8:30 news. Nothing to really stay out of the markets for, but we'll just keep an eye on it and make sure we know about it. But other than that, pretty clean. A lot of euro news in the London sesh, but other than that, we should be all set and ready to go. So why don't we get into the technicals and waste no more time and see what we can come up with here on gold this morning. All right, ready? NV's here. Let's go. Let's go. Philippe is here, locked in like Philippe. You ready? You ready? All right, how's my music? Let me know about the music. Music should be good, but you guys let me know. It's your world. I'm just living in it. So yeah, music good? Oh, music great. Even better. Even better. All right, let's talk about gold. We'll look at NQ here, and we'll see what we can come up with on the day. So it looks like gold did close bullish there yesterday on the candle on the daily here. We kind of pushed. I'm sorry, this is NQ. Let's start on gold real quick. Goldie. There we go. Perfect. All right, so gold closed bullish here, but we have not really made an attempt to move up, right? So we closed bullish. The last two candles created support, moved up, kind of filled this wick to the left, and now we're just been rejecting pretty hard, right? So we'll see what's going to happen with this rejection. 4-hour time frame is moving down quite a bit, so we have not stopped. So Asian session, we'll talk about in a little bit, but my goodness, what a session. Just a heartbreaker on gold, man. Just no bottom wicks, no top. It's just, but the idea was crystal clear to us, and that's really the most important thing, because that's what'll pay us long term. So, you know, it's not that you're going to be able to get every single opportunity that comes across your desk, but there's enough opportunities on a week-to-week, month-to-month basis where you don't need every single one of them. And of course you'd like to get them, but you know, if your criteria isn't fully matched, it's tough to get involved in trades, right? So anyways, we had this perfect 4-hour celery play, wick to fill. Price just continued moving down, it looks like. So I haven't seen much since Asian last night, but yeah, we've continued to move down. We still have more range to go into this support level here on the 4 hours. So let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour is trying to basically give us the hint as like, hey, you know, this up here, that's like what you're going to get down here. So this is probably your consolidation, and we may start to move down to finish this move out here. So let's go see what some of this consolidation looks like. Let's see if we have any sort of ranges or anything like that. So we do. There's a 30-minute support sitting right here at 41.08. You also have some resistance here at 41.78, and there is a lot of clean range. So it is NY open. It's comics open right now. That's why you see some of the volatility kicking up here, but this is pretty much the remainder of the range. So I think if we can set up just like we did up here, we could probably continue down, fill the zone, and yeah, possibly start rejecting out of there after the 4-hour taps target. So everything actually looks pretty clean here today. We've been moving down, so I think I'm going to stick with that bearish bias and see if we can kind of continue to break the lows after this closure in about 6 minutes. And if we can close bearish below, then I like the idea of waiting on a top wick and then entering some sells. Probably looking for partials right around this level here, and then a full TP down in that 4-hour support, and that'll probably do it for my Friday. So we'll see if we can get something like that. If not, then you know, the closures back above look pretty good. Or let's say we miss the sell, right, and price just happens to run on us, then we can obviously wait for opportunities down here. We'll move our ranges, right, and then we'll wait for either breakouts or any sort of playbook setup, range 2 ideas, whatever, for price to, you know, retrace and move back up. So those are pretty much our 2 options today. Not sure which door will open, or if any doors will open for that matter, but those will be the 2 that I'm down to walk into. And then you also have this idea here too, where it's like, if price comes back up and you got a big rejection to the downside, I might be interested in that move for the fake out, or you'll have to wait, right, for the closure all the way above, and then we look for buys there. So 2 ways to get in on the sells, 2 ways to look for buys, and that's it. And make the day so simple and so easy to sit at the session and wait for those opportunities to show up when you know exactly what you're looking for. So that's exactly what I'm looking for here today, and we'll see if we can get it. We'll see if we can get something. All right, so that's Goldie. We got 8:30 showing up here in about 5 minutes. So let's see if this candle will hang tight for us, and then we can look for the possible continued move down into that 4-hour support. And then basically once we tap into 40.90, which is the 4-hour support, we get out of our sells and probably call it a day. All right, so that is that's my plans for gold. Let's move over to the NASDAQ, because what I was seeing on NQ actually looked good. I thought it was gold for a sec. I was like, wow. But okay, cool. So NQ, We did end up closing bullish here yesterday. We got a support form. Remember we talked about this candle just not having any lower wick, and really just finally filling this entire range here to the left, right? No surprise where we ended up rejecting from. It's all, the rest of that chop. So we made it through pretty well. Beautiful move down. But I think yesterday was a bit of a retracement, right? So price ended up just aggressively moving up. Looks like we're trying to really tap into that zone up there for a possible rejection here. So one thing I notice is, or two things that stand out here, is this candle, right, popping up and hitting these ranges a little bit, and then the other thing is this candle also with no bottom wick. So anticipating a potential lower wick to form, and that would mean that this daily rejection, whatever that is, would probably continue down. So if this is a 4-hour candle closure, right, then there's a high probability that if that wick makes up a 4-hour bearish candle, right, then likely the next 4-hour candle will move down too to give this candle a lower wick today. So let's see what the 4-hour looks like, if that even resembles. Yes, it is. So there's our 4-hour resistance, right? We have a beautiful top wick. We respected the highs on this candle, right? Resistance formed. Previous got no top wick. Next candle forms resistance. This candle makes a nice top wick, respects the high, and if we can start breaking those lows, right, this is where we should see a move down to go ahead and create that daily lower wick. So let's drop down to the 1-hour here and let's see what we can do. So you got some support at 28,427. You also have resistance at 603. The buys aren't the best, and I probably don't even want to participate in buys here today with that daily having no bottom wick. So I'm pretty much only looking for sells at the moment on NQ. 30 minutes a little choppy, but we'll see when volume comes around. I want to see how this 1-hour candle will close up in about 30 minutes or so. If we can really either flip back bullish, right, create a high, and then come back down and close bear, I think that'll be best. So what that'll look like is just this candle flipping up bullish, creating a high, coming back down, closing bearish. Now we'll know, okay, price went up there, wasn't able to stay up there, and this is where we should move down on that next hourly candle. So or you get something where you don't get the top wick here, but you get it on the next candle or the candle after that. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to happen on our time, pretty much, right? So it happens on market's time, and it's up to us to just observe and be here for when the move does go down. So that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it. Sells look good on NQ. I really don't like buys at all. I mean, if they're picture perfect, like beautiful, maybe somewhere down in these 30-minute supports, we could try and catch the move back up for some consolidation on this 4-hour, but probably don't even want to be a part of that. Last day of the week, last day of the month, I'm chilling. I'm looking for easy fruit, low-hanging fruit here today. So we'll see if we can get that on NQ or gold, but everything looking pretty good. So let's see about gold here. Possible sell stops in a few minutes, or a few seconds, I should say. Yeah, NQ looking good. NQ not bad. It's not ready yet though. Not ready yet. Stops are about 100. Yeah, about 120. If we get involved in this. My goodness, we've had beautiful setups show up, and literally in the last 45 seconds, the moves have just gone on us. It's been unbelievable. So this month has really tested patience. It's tested discipline, and wow, and the ability to just stick to your plan regardless of what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, easy picking on this lovely Friday. Facts. No doubt about it. Yeah, last night in Asian, oh my goodness. We right here, I think it was here, I forget where it was now. I think it was right here. We had sell stops, and it was like 1 minute left. We delete, candle moves all the way down, close with no bottom wick, and then next one pops up. And so I was kind of telling the squad this a little bit last night, but you know, once you really find your groove in trading and you start finding profitability and you kind of get past the over risking, over trading, taking dumb trades, just doing the beginner stuff, right? Like once you finally get past that, it doesn't end, because this tends to be the hardest part for me, or for most profitable traders that I know, is knowing where price is going to go and watching it go there without any sort of doorway to get involved, you know what I mean? And just staying disciplined, staying like composed and not getting involved if your criteria hasn't been matched, you know? So you're gonna face all that stuff as you become more profitable, and the thing is, now you just don't get in, right? Versus before you did. And that simple adjustment really changes one's business from break even to profitable, by the way, right? Like just that minor little thing there. So you're always going to have to deal with stuff when it comes to your emotions in the market. But the big thing now, like at this stage, is just knowing price is going, right? And you just cannot get yourself involved. So, but what's the worst that happens? You just don't take a trade, right? It's pretty simple. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. All right, 79, 40. Yeah, man. Toughy here. Don't really want to enter on the break of the lows. Don't really want to enter on the flip. How did NQ do here? Nothing. Yeah, the move's not bad here. It's not bad. I think with all that just went down, I think a lot of it was news too. Yeah, 15 kind of no bottom wick, a little overextended. 30 looked good, but that push down, not really trying to enter on that break of the low. I think we wait for a 1 hour closure. You never know. This 1 hour candle might close up doji. So I'm gonna wait for a 1 hour. If we can get something like this, I'll take that trade at 9. But yeah, that 15 not looking the best. Walk it off. That was the story of like the month right there. So hopefully that's the last, man. Only 80 likes? Oh my goodness. Guys, if you guys can like the stream. Alright, I can't with this music thing. Some of you guys can't hear it. Some of you can hear it. I'm done. I think I'm done entertaining the music comments. It is what it is, bro. Wherever it's at, it's where it's at. So, am I using TopOne? Yeah, I still use TopOne. Yeah. Yeah, I've been using a few different funding companies. I've mainly been trading my live account. I've been also testing out another broker and just taking little trades. I'm gonna do a withdrawal as well and see how that process goes. And everything looks pretty good at the moment. Gold and Q, both of them. So yeah, I'll let you guys know. I want to do a withdrawal first, and then I'll run through the process of that, and then I'll let you guys know if it's up to par. Up to par. What drawing tools am I using? I'm using it's in Zoom. Yeah, it's a tool in Zoom. Zoom. Is it a good idea to short gold? It is a good idea. I think the 1 hour closure, will give us a little bit of a better confirmation here. But and the only reason I say that is because, excuse me, this candle here is closed with like no bottom wick, and just a couple seconds ago, right before that closure, it was really sitting right here. So I would have loved to not, get my entry here and not there. You know, that's a big difference, and that's a lot of times where traders get all messed up is, you know, their plan was to take sells below, but it was to really find entries around here and not there. And especially when you got, you know, support levels and stuff over to the left, this is where you want to be a little bit more patient and wait for a higher time frame candle now, like the 1 hour, to close, and make sure that that 1 hour candle is going to close below before taking any sort of entry here. So yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at right now with price. If the candle would have closed, you know, with a wick and all that, I would have had a sell stop, right? But being that it didn't, I'm going to hold off and I'm going to wait for the 1 hour. And then, you know, maybe even within that 1 hour, we get ourselves some structure here, right? So let's say this candle starts pulling back. You might even get a 15-minute closure, right? That closes bullish, right? And the next candle kind of comes up too and does something like this. And now all of a sudden, we're starting to, you know, see the selling opportunities show up again here, or, you know, getting resistance like that. And then we go look for those sells again. So I think the better sells would be after the 1 hour closes, making sure that it closes below, and maybe seeing that on the 15-minute in the process of all of it. And then this is your new 1 hour candle here, right? So you let it make a top wick, and you got a 1 hour breakout, and then you're selling off a 15-minute resistance and all that. Yep. Good old Neville Goddard. Ha ha ha. Good old Neville. Yo, what up, Pablo? How are you, bro? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. The sells could still play out here. There's no doubt about it. I just don't like the closure. Don't like the closure. The 4 hours still has that room to go. No doubt about it. Pullback on what time frame to look for. Current 1 hour is overextended. Yeah, that's fine. Like, I don't mind that the next 1 hour candle is overextended, like, as long as it does what we just discussed on like the 15-minute time frame. If that 1 hour top wick right here looks like what I just drew up like off a 15-minute basis, then that's where it's like you kind of bypass the overextended idea and kind of see these wicks here almost as consolidation, right? And then that this top wick, that 15, created that structure for you, so you can continue selling there. But like right now, as we see it, it's a little overextended, and you know, the 30 got like no bottom wick here. But yeah, the 4 hours on a mission. So that's the you know, that's one of the confluences, right? Is that 4 hour candle is likely to not stop at this point until support has been tapped. So this is where you may or may not get chances to find those little pullbacks when that 4 hours just on a tear. Because if you look here, there is no pullbacks, right? Outside of these top wicks, if we go to the lower time frames, are there just little consolidation, right? And then it's just creating a little bit of structure, and then that's the top wick being formed on the 4 hour, and then the 4 hour push. Top wick, right? And now 4 hour gonna push. So, but the issue now is that there's no bottom wick, and we're not that far from support. Like I said, the original entry idea up here leaves us plenty of room. But now this candle, number one, almost no wick here, but number two, our entry has to be at like 4,100, right? So that literally just takes off probably more than half of the trade idea that we already had. So sometimes it's just about not settling for that, right? And it's like me not settling for that may mean that I missed this move here, and that's just okay with me, right? That may not be okay with you. It wasn't okay with me back in the day, right? I would have had to be in the trade, and I had to get the pips and all that. But you know, as you gain, you know, time in the market, and you know that there's always new setups showing up, you're not so, you know, just pushy to get involved in that trade, knowing that there'll be another trade around the corner. Bum, bum, bum. But the entry, I think, would have been right around there, right? Came down, made a low. It could very well just melt off. Yup. And as long as you're well aware of that, and like I said too, remember our plans for the buys as well is like, you never know. Like if we don't like the move down from this point, then somewhere down here is where this bearish move should start to give way, right? And start to find some sort of rejection, consolidation, because we're finally now tapping into a 4-hour support, right? So now you can look for opportunities to come back into this overall range. They'll be a little bit more riskier, right? They're kind of going against it, but at the same time, you know, the 4 hours target is being tapped. And if you're getting those signals and those signs like consolidation or some of the playbook setups that we have, right, then we know, okay, we can look for the opportunity to move up here. So always opportunities, always. So hopefully that mindset, you know, helps you. Hopefully, like, you could kind of take something away from that thought process. Again, you know, making money today. If you're just trying to make money today, all right, you know, take those trades, scalp those moves. I feel you. You know, I get it. But if you're trying to create something long term for yourself and duplicatable and repeatable, right? These are the moments for you to not settle and, you know, just stand your ground basically, and not, you know, again, if your original entry idea was up here, right? You can't settle for that. So, especially on the last day of the month or something, it's just a rookie thing, right? So, got to stand on business, right, Green? But again, if you're just here to just see if you can scrap up some money and, you know, you're about that, go for it. Go for it. How do we approach the overextended on the higher time frames? Like it's okay to take it now. So the reason I would have took it here is because you can clearly see the 4 hours on a mission here, right? To come down into that support. So the reason I would have took the sells up here, even though everything is overextended, was simply because of how clear the higher time frame was, right? Breaking the lows and giving you everything you needed. But again, now that you have your entry down here, it's just not the greatest idea. But I was definitely open to take the sell right here. Just the dang candle in the last minute. Yeah, so that's pretty much the thought process. Is like, if the 4 hour still has room to go and you have a good setup and you got enough range to fill, like that's definitely where you want to get involved, even though it's overextended. Long term it is, yep. Bolski? Never heard of him. Ten toes, baby. What up, bands? Count it up. How'd you guys do in Asian or London? What'd you guys do? Did you guys get anything? 3 a.m. London Open. Any sells? Wow. Go figure this one. No bottom wick? Yo. I swear, there was so many times this month where literally had a move setting up, and in the last minute or 5 minutes, it just completely disappeared on us. Or on me, I should say. So many of them. So many. But still did well this month. Still did well. Didn't trade a lot. Mainly one trade a day. Couple double trades, a few days. But other than that, just kept it classy here. Kept it classy. Couple no trade days. A lot of one trade a days. Couple red days. But other than that, not too bad. I'll take it for the summer month. I'll take it. If there's a high probability the move will happen, will I get more aggressive? Yeah, I will. like I actually didn't even mind this here that much, that bottom wick. It was just the fact that this candle ripped down first and then went up, you know. So now I don't really want to enter on the break of the, on the flip of the candle, because there's no guarantee that we keep pushing, right? And I also don't want to enter down here now because it's just so late of an entry. So yeah, it wasn't even the wick here that kind of keeps me out. It's the wick on top of what I just mentioned about this candle that kind of is like, it's a little iffy here. You know, this move might not continue. This may be where things start to reject out on the 4-hour candle, especially when you have 9 a.m. coming up. That could be the candle that turns things around a bit. So we'll see. You have emotional problems? Yeah, I mean, like, bro, like, to get emotions out of the way is really, you get emotions out of the way by bringing in systems, you know? So try and create systems in your life. Take some time over the weekend. You got a brand new week. You got a brand new month. Just use it as an excuse to develop a new you, right? So if it's like, man, I'm so emotional, right? Why? First off, why, right? Start to answer that question. Just get a piece of paper and write on the top, why, right? And just start thinking a little bit, man. Why are you so emotional? What is it, right? What is causing the emotions? And now you need to start to bring in systems, right, that limit your thinking, right? Instead of thinking about every little thing and start creating emotions, you can just follow a system. So obviously you have to prove the system works, right? And then you begin to follow it. So I have a morning routine, right? I have a trading routine that you guys see me do every single day. I have a way that I go about this, and one way only. So I don't have to become emotional. I don't have to think too much. I don't have to guess, right? I know exactly what I want when I want it, and I've been doing it over and over again to where there's no more thinking, right? It's just systematic, right? You go to the gym, you have a diet, right? You have a personal growth and development system, a night routine, right? To kind of keep you in line. Otherwise, you will venture off the beaten path. Right? Like, there's just too many distractions out there. There's too much going on. There's this holiday. There's that one. There's this sports championship. There's this one. There's this guy's birthday, that guy's birthday. It's crazy, right? So there's so many things pulling and desperately trying to grasp your attention, right? And bring your emotions all over the place. So you got to really say, hey, what do I want? What life do I want to live? And now I need to create systems, right, that will keep me in position, right, to actually make moves in that direction. And then there's no more wasted time. If you know, based off your system, that you're going to go to the gym, you're going to wake up at 5, you're going to do your morning routine until 5:30. By 5:30, you're going to be basically getting ready to go out the house. From 5:45 to 6:45, you're going to be working out. From 6:45, you're coming back home. You're journaling from 6:45 into 7:15. At 7:15, your kids are going to wake up. You're going to play with your kids for 45 minutes. At that point, you're going to go start to get to work, go on the charts, know exactly what your system is, do your fresh top-down analysis, right? Come out of that session with a win or loss, but a repeatable system, right? And see how I have a system for everything I'm doing, guiding my entire day, so it keeps me on track. Otherwise, dude, I'll sleep in, I'll hang out on the couch, I'll watch too much golf, you know, but I can't do that because when I go to sit down to watch the golf, I go, oh no, I got to get back up because I got to get this done, right? It's part of the day. So you really need to create systems that limit your thinking, and once that thinking is limited, you won't be so emotional all the time. You just be, what do I got to do? And do it. Mr. V would say, Nick, I live and die by my calendar. So, and everything was systematic. Everything was in place for him. There wasn't any, should I go to the gym, right? Because when you know you're going to the gym, you don't sit there and say, should I go to the gym? What time should I go to the gym, right? If these things aren't planned out, you're going to leave them up to, you know, up for odds basically, right? And what's the odds that, you know, if you're just sitting there on the couch that you're going to want to get up and go to the gym, right? So, or you're sleeping in your nice warm bed, what's the chances you're going to want to get up and go to the gym? On most days you might not want to. So if you got that system in play and that routine and that regimen, then you just follow that, man. Follow that. All right, we'll see what happens. We have tapped target. Man, oh man. Would have been a great trade to be a part of, eh? That's the worst. That's the worst it gets right there as a profitable trader, knowing that price is going down and sticking to your system and saying, you know what, I'm not going to get in though because this, and that doesn't line up. I mean, that's basically as tough as it gets these days. All right, let me look at my chat here again. All right, hopefully that helps, bro. Hopefully that helps. This weekend, you got work to do. You got work to do. What about the candle has no top wick, but the next candle first moves up and then goes down? No, I wouldn't take it. I'd wait for that next candle to close. So that's basically what we had happen here. So you kind of had no bottom wick, but the issue is the entry would have been way down there on this one. So it just depends how it opens and all that. But if a candle has no top wick, right, a bullish candle, and I'm waiting for a breakout, then I won't take that trade at all. I'll let that next candle, you know, do something, and as long as that candle leaves a top wick, then that's when I'll scratch the idea of, you know, this one staying out because of this one, and just go based off of that one now. Yeah, I have done that before. So basically the question, I believe the question is, if that candle doesn't have a top wick, right, if this one goes down and makes its own lower wick first, can we get in? And I've done it. I've tried it. I've sample sized it. It works probably 50% of the time, a little bit less. So if you're cool with a 50-50 odd, then, you know, go take it. But if you wait for this candle to close and then entry after that, you take your 50-50, which at the end of the day is in a way like a gamble, and you make that like 70 plus percent probability that next candle will actually move up. So it just depends. You know, do you want to take the 50-50 idea, right? The coin flip, that's definitely going to be completely random here. Or do you want to wait for that candle to close and then look for that like 70% probability to move up? So usually I always will wait for the better probability move, the higher probability move. And, you know, that's how I would do it here. Yes, sir. You're welcome. Have to think about what you're thinking about. Yeah, man. I remember when I first learned about that concept, I said, damn. Well, golly. I never thought about what I was thinking about. Let me make it a point to do that. And I realized, just like many of you guys will probably realize, I was in a way my own worst enemy. Gotta be very, very observative of what's going on in the mind. Yeah, there is more room on a little bit more room on the 4 hour. Yup, but a lot of times this is where 4 hour sellers get caught holding the bag, you know? So just like we do, like if this was a 30-minute time frame, where would we be looking to close? We'd probably looking to close somewhere earlier, right, than this area, because most traders are probably closing there. So we'd be looking at, like, you know, something over here, something that's not as obvious, right? So yeah, if we can get the right price action on the lower time frame, I'd like to take buys out of here. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Definitely got a little bit more room though. So I'm saying, like, even this new 1 hour candle, right? Even the new 1 hour candle, you can, if this one pulls back, right, and then you get that structure and we stay below 08, I mean, that next 1 hour candle can still rip down here off of this closure here and come on down into that support. So I'm still open for the sells. It's just it might take a little bit of structure, but again, as long as we remain below here, then we're likely to stay down, right? So the idea for the buys has to really come together down here, right, for us to really even want to take or participate in that pullback. So we'll see about that when it comes to the buys, but yeah, this could stay down, especially if that 1 hour candle closes pretty good. I'll take sales entries per 1 hour in NQ. Let's take a look. I am definitely looking for shorts on NQ today. I'm looking for closures below support. So 1 hour still has no top wick. So likely to have to wait here on NQ, but yeah, I don't really want buys at all. Just due to the fact that the 4 hour is currently bearish and the 1 hour just has no bottom wick here. So we'll see what happens on the 1 hour. Chill day, yes, chill Friday here today. We're in the money, baby. We're in the green. We're gonna do a big withdrawal this probably today, but what a month! What a month! A lot of ups and downs, a lot of discipline, patience required. Big test here this month was pretty much what was at. Kept it clean, kept most of my days just one single trade per day, and yeah, walking away all green. So not the biggest month in terms of trades taken or a lot of action and excitement, but it was a very boring and profitable month, just kind of grinding it out every single day, looking and being extremely patient, waiting for like the #1 setup, and just doing a lot of what you just seen me do. You know, a lot of that. You know, a lot of I don't want this entry. I'd rather wait for something better. That's like the story of my month here this month, and you got to know when to do that stuff. You know, you got to know when to kind of pull back a little bit and wait for good clean setups, and if you find it, you take it, and then you kind of walk away, especially during the summertime when the markets are a little, you know, just a little different, right? The summer markets. So yeah, I try to keep it pretty low key for the most part this month, and 1 to 2 trades a day, and that was it. Took a couple big, not so big, but some decent losses. Couple 9K red day, 12K red day. So, but other than that, pretty good. Bunch of green and a couple no trade days. Hard to get in trouble on 1 trade a day. It really is. It really is. Like one trade. I mean, I could have lost another trade, right? Basically, if I lose 2 trades a day, I'm losing like 20 grand. So I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that, right? So it's just staying low key and 1 trade a day, 2 trades a day. That's pretty much it. This one day I got a little carried away. I must have just liked the markets there. But other than that, man, pretty simple month here. Pretty simple month. Trading pretty big size, so that's helped, right? Especially with 1 trade. But yeah, other than that, going well. And I just came off my biggest month ever, and I could have really gotten ahead of myself. I did a video on the Clubhouse about how winning sometimes causes losing, right? And sometimes you just get a big head and you get a little overconfident, a little overcocky, and you know, next thing you know, you start trying to do that again in the following month, and that month is a slower month, and you get all, you know, messed up, and all of a sudden your best month, you give it back the next month, and you know how it is, and then all of a sudden you go through that mental downward spiral. I can't believe I did it again, right? So it's nice to just be at a point where you know, you're not trying to force anything in the markets. You know that more opportunities are showing up every day, and there's no need to force anything ever. All right, we should close at no bottom wick here, right at support. So gonna kind of treat this as an observation zone. I actually like this better because if we can get the buys, we definitely want the buys from down here, right? Because I'm really not interested in holding all the way through. I'm really looking to target this level here at like 41.08, and anything can happen from there. So I think we can get back into the range on a pullback, but partials would definitely be at 08 for me, and then, you know, another partial is like up here at this wick fill. So we'll see if price can, yeah, there it is, no bottom wick there. So if we can drive down a little and kind of reject out of that zone, we might have something good here at 9:15. So let's let this candle open up. Let's see if we can tap into 90, and then if we can get 90 and then come back up, that'll be a lovely setup here for this Friday New York session. Let's keep that wick on top pretty small and get a push into 90 here. Oh, monthly salary play? Is that what's cooking? I haven't looked at the monthly. Let's take a look here. Oh my God, yeah, right. Holy, yeah, that'd be epic. Yeah, we've been pushing down. It's been nice to have gold running down over these last 4 months. We were just running up here. Crazy. All right, well, it's looking like 9:15 or possibly 9:30 here at the moment. So if you got a couple things to do, you got at least 12 minutes. No fade. Just because we're so, I mean, there is a fade, and fades are always very risky, and this one is no different. I just don't want to take that risk right now. Too bearish. Would like a rejection out of here and a confirmed closure above with like some sort of like inverted celery idea. But the fade, you know, it could work. It's risky as always, but you just got to ask yourself, are you willing to take that risk right now? Me, I'm not willing to take that risk right now. I'm up on the month. It's the last day. I'd rather wait for the inverted celery. I'll walk away much more happier today. Bum, bum. What's up, Groovy Lou? The edge that I trade is just simple price action, ranges, time frame correlation, stuff like that. So right now we're looking at, you know, 4 hour coming into target, 1 hour possibly coming back up, right, tapping into support levels, 30-minute rejecting out. No bottom wick is something that we look for here too. And then now if we can get a 15-minute closure, I'd expect that 4 hour to start popping back up here out of this support. So just simple price action, time frame correlation, and then I just use ranges. So right now the way the ranges look to me is like this is your yellow range, right? This is like your red range. This is up top is your blue. Yeah, let's do blue range. So right now I'm trying to see if I can get a buy from the bottom of the yellow range to tap back into that red zone. That's it. Yeah, so I'm trading range by range, mainly trading gold, a little bit of NQ, but that's pretty much it. And if price moves up too much, right, then, you know, likely look for opportunities to get pullbacks, right? So let's say we don't get the buys, but you fake out here. So I don't really want anything in the red zone, but if we can come back and close at the top of the yellow zone here, then I'll look for the sells back down off that quote unquote retracement. So that's pretty much it. You know, obviously there's a lot more to it, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, very similar. Supply, demand, support, resistance. Yep. Nobody knows nothing, Bands Canada. But welcome in, bro. Any questions you got, let me know. It's a chill vibe here. Come hang out, learn a little bit, ask some questions. It's pretty good. What's up, Johnny Gems? You get possibly your first time getting your eardrums blown out here real quick. Where's Johnny Gems? Oh, he's not even here yet. All right. John, talk to me. Where's the rest of the gang? I don't know, man. They're chilling on a Friday. They chilling. Wasn't it Garrett's birthday or something? Or I'm not his birthday, but his dad's birthday today. Yeah, actually, John's on a little. He's in the penalty box. Yeah, he's in the penalty box right now. After those comments in Asian session, I didn't like the way he was talking about gold. I told him go buy a new megaphone. Sam, man, how we feeling, bro? All right, see, that's why we didn't buy right away, right? That's why we didn't fade it or get too aggressive here, because we really want to see a confirmed move. And remember, the original plan was have price tap into 90 here, right? 90 is what we want to see, or anywhere close to 90, and then the pull back up. So something just like this. Sandman, how we feeling? Do you teach how to read the market in the clubhouse? Oh yeah, yeah. I spend a lot of time in the clubhouse, 2 sessions a day, so like probably 4 or 5 hours a day. So at this point, if you want to really learn from me, just come where I'm at. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm in the clubhouse and I'm creating content in the clubhouse. There's a big whole course in there every single weekend. We do weekly webinars. This weekend, we're going to be doing our July trade review. So every month, at the end of the month, we do a trade review. We go over all the wins, the losses, the lessons, everything that we really need to kind of take a look at before heading into a new month. We set game plans. A lot of us are trading the same exact system, looking for the same exact ideas. So it's pretty unified, and it's good. It's something good to be a part of. It's like that accountability factor is really there, and you'll get to know the members, and you'll see certain members moving up, in the ranks. And I just love how iron sharpens iron in there, and one man sharpens another, so to speak. So it's like your success, right? It's not even just me anymore that is inspiring people. It's people in the clubhouse who have been in for, let's say, 4 months, all of a sudden starting to run and get payouts and starting to see the markets better and have better performance. And then the other guy that was in there is like, hey, that guy was in when I was in, and he's making moves, and boom, that hunger starts to come up when you see other people, starting to break through and have their turning points, and it's inspiring, so it's a really good community in there, and it's a lot of unity. Not like a lot of other discords have just a lot of a little toxicity in there, but this one's pretty good for the most part, and these guys got some good hearts here. So hey, yo, Green. What's goody? I got a whole new mini course, like a mini series to work on within the clubhouse. I got a couple more of I think there was 15 or 16 of them in total that I recorded. So we got these little mini videos going out. They're like 4 or 5 minutes, and they're just talking about certain topics that I think just need to be talked about a little bit more, definitely in the trading space and whatnot. So we've continued to add those, and we got some more coming too. But Clubhouse, don't miss tomorrow's trade review. We're gonna get it done. Yeah, exactly. There's a bit of a standard. Yeah, there is. There's a bit of an unspoken standard within the community, even in the community in general. Not even just talking about the clubhouse, but you just got a lot of good people here with good hearts, and we want to see everyone succeed. So we're trying to do the best we can to exemplify that, lead from the front, and put out as much content as we can for you guys to kind of shorten your learning curve. Clubhouse it's my Discord. We have so basically we have it's like a live streaming network. So we trade New York, Asia, and London. We do webinars every weekend, and then there's a full course in there. There's hours and hours upon like pre-recorded educational content and stuff. The database. All right, let's see if we can get out of 09. This might be a 30 closure that we got to wait on here, so we'll see. Johnny Gems. How was are you guys, you're staying at the beach today? You liked it, Green? I'm glad, man. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, if you guys are in the Clubhouse, I highly recommend, if you haven't seen those videos yet, go check them out. But this is a bit of the Clubhouse. So you got a trading course, you got all the live sessions that we do. So New York, London, Asian, they all get recorded, so you can go back and watch them, take notes on them. We have these webinars that we do every single Saturday. Every trade that gets taken in the Clubhouse gets a trade review as well to it. So that's always nice. And then we have some tutorial stuff also. So anything that we're using, any platforms or brokers or prop firms or anything like that, we try and do just a little like tutorial video. That way it helps out a little bit. But if you go into the course, right, this is all basically every concept that I use: how to read candles, understanding how to trade the playbook and the little details and nuances to it, how we take impulse entries, the higher time frame, lower time frame correlation, risk management, and then these are some of the new stuff here. So this is a lot of trading psychology, where it's like I put the charts away and I just want to talk to you, for a few minutes here and just kind of give you some insight, give you some some of my perspective on the identity of a professional trader, or recovering after some sort of emotional losses, or the psychology of waiting. We were talking about this one earlier. Where was it? Winning could be dangerous. Winning could actually be dangerous, when it falls into the wrong guy's hands or wrong girl's hands and they're not prepared for it. So yeah, just a little mini psychology stuff that can help help you out in your path here. The next series I'm going to be doing is just some things that I've learned and have been able to start to understand about financial literacy. And obviously they don't teach us that in school. I didn't learn that in school. Thank God I had a great mentor growing up who taught me more about financial literacy, and it's worked very well for me. And I think I have some good insights and perspectives that I can share with you guys in the Clubhouse on just after you make money, number one, how to make money, and then also, how to use money, what to do with money, and all that good stuff. Because, money is a mindset, money is energy, right? And I know most you haven't really heard that, but it flows, and it's currency, right? So we gotta know exactly, once we make the money, on how to handle it and what to do with it. So I'll give you a couple little ideas and perspectives that I learned in the game, and try and help you along with that too. Because like I said, winning could be dangerous, right? So if you start winning and making all this money and you don't know the mindset to have with that money, that can get very, very dangerous. Not only could you get over cocky and confident, but you can start spending real quick. Like there's people who, if they had what I had, they would spend ridiculous amounts of money. But you got to know how to use money and be responsible and be a good steward of what you've been given. So 4 hour, yeah, we're just waiting. 15 isn't going to cut it here. It's probably going to close pretty strong bearish. So the idea would be, if the next 15 can close bullish, right, then we would have this this right here would make a 30-minute inverted celery. So in order for the 30-minute candle now to look like this, right, we would need the 15 to look like that. So that's pretty much what we're waiting on. Nothing changes. Don't beat me there, baby. Beat me there. Oh man. I gotta get some guests into the Clubhouse. Some of my trading. I gotta get Calvin, man. Maybe I'll call Calvin one day, see if he wants to come in and hang out. All right, so yeah, so 9:15 is not going to cut it here. Quick update. Looks like we're going to maybe even close at 09, like on the nose there. So that'll be nice. To be honest, we could even catch it out of 09, right? So even if the next 15-minute candle does something like this, that would be actually even better, because look how much more room now we have to come up towards 08 there. So let's just see what happens. We'll take it candle by candle, all right? Candle by candle. Extraordinary. I'm feeling in the morning. All right. Can I talk a little bit or explain a little bit on how to handle money? No, it's for the clubhouse only. Nah, of course. I mean, look, handling money is a skill set. It really is, right? A lot of people think the goal is to make more money, but if you don't know how to manage money, more money will literally just expose how bad your habits are. Has anyone ever done that? You know, people, they'll get some money and all of a sudden it's like, you're like, who is that, right? They start to really, my mentor would say money's not good or bad. It just takes on the characteristic of the person who has it. So, it's funny how money just exposes people like that. But the first thing is obviously, knowing when you get money, where's it going, right? You need to know what's coming in. You need to know what's going out. You need to have plans, right, for that money. The money is like an army. It's like workers, so it's not just meant to just collect dust in a bank account or just be spent for no reason, right? So I would read... I would join the clubhouse and learn more about that, or I would read The Richest Man in Babylon and Rich Dad Poor Dad ASAP. So, you'll learn how to make money, you'll learn how to keep money, you'll learn how to organize that money, protect that money, and then eventually begin to invest that money, right? And then, that'll start to compound over time. So that's pretty much the direction that you want to move with the money that you get. Make it. Right? Keep it, right? Again, most people make money and literally spend it right away, right? So number one, you got to make it, right? And, then you got to keep, hang on to it, right? Long enough to where you can organize it, right? And say, okay, this should go here, that should go there, this has to pay for this, right? And then, the idea is really to preserve that, invest that, and be able to, compound it, so to speak, over time. Pocket of Money to Help. I never read that one. Nice. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I really like The Richest Man in Babylon. Was really good. You guys should check that book out. It's a cool story too, and it just kind of gets the point across in a fun way. So I would recommend reading that. And then Rich Dad Poor Dad is always a good one, because that's going to teach you mainly about like assets versus liabilities, and your mindset determines on which way to make money, which way you're going to make money. So I like that one a lot too. Another one I really like, and it kind of veers away from money, but more so it still talks about money, is the cash flow quadrant, and which cash or which quadrant you make your money in. So this is huge, where he talks about you have employees, you have self-employed business owners, you have big business owners like franchisees and whatnot, and then investors. And he talks about how, these are 4 different ways to make money, but these are also 4 different mentalities. So you'll realize you can't make the investor type of money with the employee mentality. So things have to change, right? And, the natural progression is go from, employee and, into self-employed, and then, own bigger businesses, and then turn that into investments and whatnot. But these all require different mindsets and mentalities. And obviously 80 to 90% of the people operate right here with that, employee type of mentality that we get taught in schools and whatnot. So, this side of the quadrant is really active income, is what he talks about, where you actually have to go to work to get the money or run the business. And then this side is passive. So this is where like you have businesses that are producing, and maybe you're just running them, or investments that are producing your money. So the goal for everyone should be to work hard in an active income, and then eventually be able to cross over and start to create some passive income for yourself through this model, right? So, but again, it takes grit, it takes a mentality, right? It takes persistence and consistency, right? And we know that, a lot of times this person is not willing to do that because they're cool with their safe, and predictable paycheck. So it's kind of like the paycheck and the salary is like those handcuffs, where it's like life is good, I mean, we can make it great, but it's pretty good. It's that battle that a lot of mediocre, average, people deal with, right? And myself included. I came up very middle class too, where 2 people in my house were employees. Eventually my dad started his own tractor trailer company, and he had that entrepreneur in him, But at the same time, you know, he was a bit not as positive, so to speak. So maybe it didn't quite work out as the best for him, you know, operating on this side. But yeah, this book here, the Cash Flow Quadrant, is epic. I would highly recommend reading that book and knowing, you know, where you're at and how you're trying to make your money and what mentality you're currently operating at. So that way, knowing, hey, you might be really wanting to be a business owner, but for some reason you don't understand why you can't do it. Maybe reading that book is gonna show you, hey, I'm thinking like an employee, and there's no way to think like an employee and get money like a business owner. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's called the Cash Flow Quadrants. It's by Robert Kiyosaki. You guys should check it out. Nah, Nick, I don't want to check it out. I just want to make money trading. You missed the point now. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll never make it because you might not have the mentality yet. You know what I'm saying? So even trading, you'll never make money. You can know all the technicals in trading, but you'll never make money if you don't have the mentality, right? To succeed long term in this type of business. That's why, you know, you can make money but lose it all. Get to a breaking point, but it doesn't break, right? It just kind of keeps falling back because you probably have to work on your mind, not your technicals. What comes to your mind when, let's say, you have a 4-day straight losing streak? The immediate thing that came to my mind when I read that was show up the next day and look for the next best trade. That's how I approach it. How else am I supposed to approach it? Yeah. What am I gonna do, right? 4 days in a row we lose, shucks. You know, it's like what else outside of showing up the next day with a positive mental attitude and looking for the next best setup according to my playbook system? What else can I really do? You know what I mean? It's when we try and do something else that we get ourselves in trouble a lot of times, and that's what I try and stay away from. Have more assets than liabilities. Yeah. Yep. The Book of Inside Information. Hey, yo. All right. That's nice. That's a nice welcome gift. Literally so boring that, yeah. And that's what I was trying to explain last night and even today. It's like that, again, once you get past all the BS, you know, the new stuff, right? The new trader stuff, over trading, over risking, get emotional, you know, you're not profitable, you're back and forth, right? Once you get past all that, the biggest challenge now is this boring approach to the daily grind, you know, and wanting to get in, or sometimes like knowing price is going to go in a certain direction, but you just have no doors opening, right, according to your setup to get you in. And it's that becomes what you have to stand on business on, what you have to, you know, get good at and find composure in, is that boring, mundane showing up and looking and waiting for a trade and observing the market, and again, knowing where price could go. Like right now, right? We all understand this move up, right? And just not being involved in it, right? This is the toughest part. This is how tough it gets after you buy, you know, you get past all that other new trader stuff. This is really the biggest thing you deal with. And if you can stay composed in these situations, I mean, you're going to win. There's like no doubt that you will win now, right? So these will, you know, just don't think, hey, once I become profitable, you know, nothing will ever affect me anymore. No, you're still gonna, because think about it, when you're making money now, you're like, all right, I'm getting in anyway. I'm making money. I'm on a hot streak. We talked about that in one of those psychology videos too, and you'll just get involved in trades. So these are the tougher parts of trading. Once you get through the beginner stuff, is really just knowing where the market's going to go, and at times not having any criteria being met according to your setup and entry. That's it. That's as hard as it gets. So look, it's not that hard, right? I'm chilling. I'm still alive. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. become an owner. Yeah, a creator, not a consumer. Yep. Yep. Wow, it's covered in dust. Oh my God, I can visualize the scene now. Going to the attic. There's a glow from across the attic. What's that over there? It's like Jumanji. All of a sudden, book all dust on it. That's crazy. Well, what year was it written? That's what I want to know. Getting better. Haven't blown a prop account in more than a week. I have 3 red days and 4 green. Okay, good. You know, those are improvements. Those are improvements, man. You got to take any little thing you can get, man. You have to be your own best friend, your own business partner, your own encourager. If you're looking for other people to get that done for you, man, you're toast. You're toast, right? You have to be your own best friend. So take those opportunities, man. And some people might be like, I haven't blown an account all week. What? That's crazy, right? But for you, that's growth. So you got to celebrate that growth. You got to take any little bit of progress that you can to build that confidence and keep you steadfast, right, on the proven walk, right? So yeah, take it, celebrate that. I remember doing that too. I said, yo, hold on, market closed? Before I say anything. I said, oh my God, I didn't blow an account this week. Holy smokes. We're on to something, man. So you got to celebrate those little victories and those improvements and that progress along the way. Otherwise, you just keep doing the same old thing. Friday came along, 5 p.m. I said, all right, we made it. We freaking made it, baby. Not one blown account this week. So I was there too, man. I was there in those same exact moments. Yo, see Melly. What's good? What's good? Where is my... All right, whatever. We don't need it anyway. I wanted to get my other phone because so I've been sample sizing a little bit and trying out this other broker, but I've been trading it on my phone, so I don't know where it went. I don't know. The Book of Inside Information. Wow. Yeah, I like reading those books. Old books are the best books. All right, well, let's see what we got here. We got 1 minute left. 30 looking, yeah, I'd like to see maybe a little stronger on the close, but 15 looking pretty good. 1 hour looking good to keep moving up. Yeah, I think we're going to reject. I mean, 90 was the zone. 90 got tapped. I mean, that's what we asked for. Yeah, possible buys coming up. For me. All right, let's see what we could do. We got 42 seconds. So the way I'm managing this trade, gonna try and get in on current candle highs if possible. Stops are gonna go below 90, and then targets are gonna be 08 and then 17 here. So we're gonna need a lower wick. Hopefully this could be exactly what shows up. So we get a little top wick here, followed up by a lower wick. We set a buy stop on the break of the highs, and then fill that wick and try and get into 41.08 there for partials. All right, let's see if we can get it. All right, that's going to be pretty good here. So let's see if we can actually flip up and get a high. If not, I'll probably enter on the break of the high. Boom. Okay, that should be good. So I'm going to have a buy stop on the current candle high as we break through there, if we break through. And then my stops are going to be below the lows like I mentioned. And buy stop. And TP up here at 08 and then 17 for the rest of it. Should have volume coming in. It is 9:30 here. So we'll see if we can make a decent lower wick now and break the current candle highs. Perfect top wick though. One account blown in 4 months. 3 still active. I'm very good. Very good. Not even the pros are doing that. Not even a lot of the guys that I know that make good money trading prop firms. You know, they're even blowing accounts. So all right, let's see where 9:30 wants to take us here. But this is actually looking pretty good. So partials be up here, and then probably another set of partials somewhere around here if we can get up there. All right, lovely lower wick there. Perfect. Perfecto. $9.30 cheat code. Is this half risk for me? This is going to be just normal risk here. 9:30 would be a great way to end the month. Little 9:30. Yeah, my stops are going to be below 90. Yup. It's actually not that bad either. I think they're like 90. 90 at 90. Like 106 now. So partials would be about like 80, and then that second set would be like 150-ish. Yeah, so probably full TP like 150. Where's stops? All right. Let's put a visual. Let's get the visual. Here it is, my friends. Probably just get rid of that. That's the vibe here. Bam. All right, so we'll see if we can get activated. But it's 9:30, a lot of volume. We're in a 4-hour targeted area, right? Tapping out of that support level right there. Potentially ready to pull back on this 4-hour candle. 1 hour also tapped into the target officially. We also have a no bottom wick 1-hour candle here. This candle has tapped into that zone, which is also, again, the 4-hour zone. So, you know, anticipating the rejection out of here at the moment. We've been moving down for quite some time on that 4-hour. So this would be pretty good time to see that pullback, right, at 9:30 now. 30-minute close bullish, back above the range. After that, no bottom wick, and then 15-minute giving us a pretty strong onion. I wouldn't mind a pack runner here at all either. We can break those lows, no problem, and then start to push up from there. I did a sell where your TP is at. Yeah, I would recommend closing partials here because we're at a 4-hour support, major support level too, you know, and then that 1-hour low is sitting there. So if we respect the 1-hour low, right, we might just start pushing back up now. 4-hour tap and target. So if you're in sells from up here, you know, congrats. That was a lovely move. Like take some money there for sure. 1-hour tap and support too. 30-minute. And 15 closing strong bull with volume coming in, so I think could run up to entry quickly. Counter trend. I mean, you could wait for range 2, but at 9:30, I'm gonna get aggressive here and probably look for the longs out of this range. You're welcome. Bad vision. I like it. All right, we'll see what happens here. You might wick down into this zone here too. We'll see. We might, if it gets too low and the stops become too big, then we might delete and wait for another closure. Tap, tap, tap. All right, we'll see what we do. Johnny Gems, are you still in the chat? All right, let's see what we do in these wicks. I may have to delete this because the stops are just getting enormous now. But I'll hang tight, see if we reject from there. That's probably the most I'll go. We'll see. Yo, how long you guys staying over there, John? All right, let's see if we wick out. There's the wick. There's the wick in. Now will we wick out? Philippe is ready for a trade. You guys know I got Philippe with me now. He's always here. Locked in. You got your Philippe, I got my Philippe. We do a little Philippe. Okay, you guys going back tonight? Nice. What do I think about the new strategy everyone's trading? The 15 orb strat? I think I've heard of the orb strat. Is that what everyone's doing? You got in too early? Yeah, you definitely need those highs to break, lows being formed, all that. Hey, subscribing. All right, let's go. All right, we'll see where price wants to go. I'm going to delete this buy stop here, though. Time to delete, and we'll see where that 4-hour candle wants to run. See what we do. NQ doing the standard. Let's take a look at NQ. Jumping all around. Yeah, broke highs, broke lows. Yeah, I don't like these buys at all on NQ, but the sells are valid. News coming in. Orange folder, right? Yeah, I see. News coming in hot. 9:45, and then you got 10 a.m. news. What's up, 808? Yeah, I like closures below here on NQ. 1 hour closures would be best. You got a lot of clean range. Daily, I think, could use that bottom wick too. Was there a good breakout at 20? What was it? 21.45? Let's take a look. Wait, 21. Oh, time. Got it. What time frame? 15? 21. This one here? Yeah, actually, it's not too bad. Yeah, the issue is, yeah, I think we were waiting for a top wick. We want to see a pack runner, but yeah, this actually played out well. Played out good. I would have, in order to get in here, you got to keep your stops though above this high, just in case this candle wants to wick up and grab that high. So you might have had your, I don't know if you won or lost, but if you lost, you probably had your stop loss a little too tight there. So definitely has to go above here. Yeah, but not bad, not bad. Clean range to the left. Yeah, not bad at all. Yeah, that's target right there. These wicks, these lows here. This gold one to just melt here on the Friday. So you got these support levels, right, that we're just really starting to drive into. So we'll see if we reject. There's been a lot of times where we've kept pushing, right, and then rejected later. So I don't know if today's daily candle wants to do that, but could certainly happen. Pipsqueak, is that his name? Actually, that's a pretty good name. I like the TT pet. Meet the homie Pipsqueak. My guy's a G, always locked in, always focused. I have to get a picture of him. What happens if you want to sell, but we have a break? If we have a break candle, top wicks. So if it goes down first and then comes back up, you could still take a sell. It just depends. So if it goes down, like if it opens up here, say you get a breakout, and it's kind of like what happened over here, right? We were waiting for a breakout. I'll put it on the side here. So the candle looked like this, all right? And we were waiting for this candle to close, which was this one here. And what happened was it pushed a little down, right? And it kind of closed a little lower. So the next one jumped down right away and then came back up to make the top wick. So in this case, I really probably let that go because my entry that I originally wanted was here. And now as this candle comes back down, I don't really want the entry here. So at that point, I'll either wait for a pullback or something, right, for price to go down again later, or you know, just wait for different, you know, another higher time frame candle to close. So it just depends, you know, if let's say this candle closes and the other one, or like this case scenario here now. So we were going to take a buy, right? And we wanted that candle to first throw a wick, but you see how that wick gets thrown, but it doesn't move too far. So you have this 30-minute candle, which was the confirmation, and then the next one popped up, but it only popped up to like, it went boom, right? And then kind of came down for that lower wick. So if that's the case, then you can still have that buy stop there. But if that wick gets thrown and it's way up here and your target is there, it's tough to enter the trade right, you know, I mean, at that, you know, right there at that level there. So yeah, that's probably the way I like to approach it. It just depends on how low it goes or how high it goes when it pops up first, you know, when it first opens up. Yes, sir. Good question. When was my last trade? Like it was a night ago in Asian. Yes, I took nothing in New York yesterday, nothing in Asian yesterday, and then nothing today yet. Yeah, let's have a look at NQ though, because I really like the sells. Oh yeah, here we go. So possibly closing below in like the next 13 minutes. So I've been looking for these sells all day. So we'll see if we can get a chance to be a part of that move. Creating clean range, yeah. There you go, Rich. That's the spirit. Yeah, I like NQ though. 12 minutes, anything can happen here, but if we can stay high in this range, then yeah, the shorts are looking pretty good. Come down for that daily low. So I love the yellow range. We just want to really stay high on this range here. NQ looking a little better than gold at the moment. Are buys done for me on gold? Nah. Nope. These buys are done. But we'll see what happens, because now we're starting to enter here, right? So will we reject, right? The levels over here to the left. Is that where we reject from, or do we come down straight, you know, run into these wicks down here? We'll see. But a couple little areas of rejection that price gonna have to get past to get down here. So you never know. I mean, this is where we can 4-hour might close into a bottom wick, 4-hour might close at target, and then the buys can start playing themselves out, or more sells might come into play. We'll just have to take, you know, see how this candle closes. Last day of the month. What a ride this month. Sample size with the songs. All of a sudden we'll be putting on one specific song. That's like superstition at that point. What up, Assam? How are you, bro? If the NQ setup gives an entry, stops would be the current candle. Yes. Yeah, basically, yep. Because that would also be our new 4-hour candle as well. So possible, right, 4-hour highs would be the stop loss. And then we just get in on the break of the low. So something like this. This will be your 4-hour high too. We'll keep that as a stop and then see if we can run it down. Run it down. I was expecting this all session. Wondering when that was going to come. So there it is. You're not superstitious? It's bad luck to be superstitious. There's no such thing as bad luck. I don't know what bad luck is. What you talking about? All right, 9 minutes on the clock here. Let's see what happens. No, we're still sample sizing NQ. Yep, we're down to take some setups today here. Really looking for sells on the Nasdaq. Four hour probably gonna close bearish, strong bearish too. So. Peace out, Tyler. Later, brother. Have a great weekend, all right? See you on the Webby. See you on the Webby. Yes. Yeah, MNQ candle has to finish with a lower wick. Yeah, and then there'll be a breakout. So as long as it closes below and leaves a wick here, then we have basically what we like to call a wick fill. So we'd wait for the next candle to create a high, and then look to fill that wick, right, in my trade. And then once we break the lows, you know, probably get break even done, and then try and see if we can come down into, you know, this whole range here. Yes, there's definitely chances of us continuing to melt on gold, of course. You don't really know until your setups show up, and even then you don't know, you know. So you just, as long as you have familiar price action that you see, you know, work like operating in those target tapped areas, like, and then we get playbook setups, we still don't even know. We just execute based off of the current information, right, that the market's giving. So we just never know, you know. That's why trading is so risky, because we could keep melting, right? And it's like, well, when do we know that we're not going to melt? And that it's just like, we don't. Right? Even if we get a little range here and a breakout, right, we don't know if it's done yet either. It might move up here and then bam, just crash down. So yeah, I guess I understand what you're asking. Like, when do we know to take a trade, though, right? So that's pretty much anytime you get that familiar price action, that breakout, those onions, inverted celeries, potential fades, right, that kind of line up with that target. And then that's pretty much the certainty that you're going to get in terms of knowing, and then you just execute there. Yep. Possible salary play? Oh, on the weekly. On the weekly, that's going to be a salary play. All right, we'll see. Gold stopping at 77, which is going to be that support to the left. You got like 6 minutes left on all the candles here. So we'll see how we do on the closure. The night is still young. The night is still young. Some of y'all got winded, I think. Seems like you guys got winded after that move down. You guys aren't getting emotional about that, are you? You just posted on your Instagram. Trading's 80% mental. Oh, man. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Clear. Emotions are running high. I get it. Buy or sell? Yes. Facts. 100%. Absolutely. Joe, Japan. Hey, Japan in the house. What's up, Clinton? Hey, I guess the night's still Nah, the night's still young over there. 10:55. Depends how old you are. You know, it depends your age. Depends your age. At one point, 10:55, I was showering to get ready for the night. At another point in life, 10:55, your boy was out. Your boy was out. So it just depends. 10:55 nowadays, I'm like, all right, is there any opportunity before I go to bed right now? No? All right, I'm out. You did a ton of laughing yesterday? Yeah, man. Sometimes you just got to. You just got to. As long as your P&L isn't fluctuating in the red, then it's a good day, you know? All right, NQski. Not looking bad. Not looking bad here. W Talks in London session. Oh man, I have to go back and watch. I gotta go back and check it out. Where are the boys today? You know, they might have taken Friday off. I like being up here with you guys by myself sometimes though too. It's nice. It reminds me of the old days. The beginning days. Yeah, I think they're taking the Friday off. Last day of the month. I don't see why not take the day off. What do I think about Bitcoin? I don't do much thinking about Bitcoin actually. I have Bitcoin, so that's about it. I had a couple good runs on Bitcoin. I was part of the bull run a few times, and haven't really dabbled much with Bitcoin over the last year. I'm waiting till October, somewhere around October, somewhere you know later on in the year to probably dump a couple more bags in. I haven't really done any buying in at the moment. We wait for the next candle and the next candle and the next candle. Yep. Yep. Meanwhile, the moves just happen. That's gonna be That's gonna be the hardest part about trading, is waiting for the next candle, not getting an entry or anything to meet your criteria, and then waiting for the next candle, and that one goes further, and then not having any sort of entry criteria. That's about as worse as it gets. So if you can handle that, once you're get past all the beginner nonsense, that's what you have to handle, moving forward in this game. So if you can do that, you can do it. Does it happen all the time? Not all the time, but from time to time, that's going to happen to you. And if you can't stay out of the markets, then, the markets will take what you got. Because the thing is, you can't do it consistently and make money. You could do it here and there and make money, right? But not consistently. So if it's something that you always do, at the end of the day, you're going to lose. The market's going to likely take money back from you. It doesn't matter if it happens over months or weeks or years. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not worth it. So you have to have your criteria. I mean, look, this is how you get consistent, profitable results, is by being picky, is by not deviating from any sort of plans or anything like that, right? And only executing on your own setups when they show up, not anyone else's setups, just what you see in the markets all the time. So this is how you run up months that stay profitable. All right, just continuing to hit, continue to have the same exact data over and over and over again. Simple approach to the markets. So I'm willing to do that. I'm okay with that because I'm a pro and I'm here for the long term. I'm here for the long game. All right, here we go. So we're getting a closure on NQ. Let me just briefly look at Goldie. Gold, I got nothing here. Yeah, nothing for gold. But this NASDAQ idea is actually pretty good. So if we can get a top wick, like a decent top wick back up to 27 here, maybe cross that line a little bit, then we could have some sell stops looking to fill the range. So let's see what we can get. We're going to need a decent top wick, though, back up into that pretty much that white line because this is a brand new 4-hour candle. So it might take a few minutes to create that higher wick. Yeah, we also need that top wick because we need stop losses, right? So we'll see. And then gold is gold. Hey gold, how are you? Yeah, gold, I got nothing here. Yeah, why don't we do a little fresh top-down analysis on gold here? All right, so let's talk about it. Daily is in no way, shape, or form healthy looking at all at the moment. So daily's just ranging, right? A lot of consolidation here. You're kind of tapping into support levels now. If we look left and just really look at this overall daily range, we see that there's a lot of support here. So that's currently where we're tapping. This is pretty much our daily consolidation that's going on. Obviously, it's enough range to trade, but we are tapping into these support levels now. So let's drop down to the 4 hour. Let's see the closure. So your 4 hour candle did close below the range. So that's going to be a little tough now because you do have a lot of clean traffic to continue going. The 4 hour is extremely bearish, and you could make a top wick and just continue driving down. So going to be pretty tough to get involved in the buys here, right? Unless they're probably range 2 ideas. So you have 90 here, which is again just like NQ, you know, you really want to see a decent top wick on this 4 hour candle. So anything past 90, right, that eventually comes down could fill the rest of the range here. Your 4 hour, your 15 minute has somewhat of a celery play. So not too bad here, man. Maybe wait on a 15 closure, and if this candle can close weak like that one, we got sell stops on the break of the lows, and we keep stops back above the highs here. Maybe. Just depends how these candles close. But if other than that, if you can close strong bullish, maybe back above the range or get that range 2 idea on the 4 hour. Sorry, I don't know why I keep saying 4 hour, 15 minute. Then I think that idea is going to work as well. So maybe something like this, right? And then you get a closure back above, and then look for the longs at that point to kind of push out of this zone here, something like this to move up. But the sells, right? If this candle can close weak bullish, looking something like the previous one, then sell stops may be valid here on the break of the lows for that 4 hour to just continue moving bearish. So we've closed in a new range, so therefore we can tap that next support down there. So that would be my idea now for the sells, and then the buys, you know, probably going to need somewhat of a range 2 buy to go against the 4 hour here. But let's see how this 15 closes, and then we'll kind of take it from there. Holy melters on gold. Mr. Green. Oh, Green, they want advice from you. What you got for him, Green? What you got for him? Wow, it's actually a pretty big range. 180 pips, damn. Do I mind the chop on NQ? A little bit. That's why I really want a good top wick on the 4 hour candle here. Just overly green today. All right, good. Alright, so let's see what happens in about 10 minutes, how this candle closes, and see if we got a little celery play there. Bands counted up, call it. Gold had no mercy on us. I feel like gold had no mercy on us the last couple days. Bro, even the trades that we took in Asian and London, they were both Asian and New York, they were both impulse trades. The last 3 trades I think that we all took together were all impulse trades. So we haven't even really gotten the greatest confirmation where we just had to take it upon ourselves to say, hey, like, let's get in here impulsively. And, you know, luckily we're pretty good there. But yeah, man, it's been confirmations this week have been rough. But it's nothing that we haven't seen before from time to time, you know, so these things happen. Like Mark Douglas says, you know, you run through little seasons, little weeks, or even, you know, could be a month or two that that the setups just get spoiled, you know, in the last couple minutes. Hey, just give me a minute. I'll be right back. We got 8 minutes here for the closure, so give me like 3-4 minutes. I'll be right back. Green, hey, rapid fire Q&A for Green. There you go. There you go. Later, T. Callahan. All right, give me a minute. I'll be right back. Okay. Wow, I did not know how many people were at my house. Holy smokes. But all right, cool. It looks like we broke the low here, huh? Broke the low and came back up. So very, very important that we wait on this closure here. Closure looks good though, especially now that we broke the lows, broke the highs. We'll see. We got what, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Let's go. Finally found my phone. Oh my God, my life is. Bitcoin falling. Oh yeah. The fall. Now, is it the fall of Bitcoin? That's the question. Is it falling or is it the fall? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Is it the fall or is it just falling? All right, 3 minutes. It's falling. Okay. All right, Rich. All right. I like the optimism. Anyone who has Bitcoin is like, it's falling. Anyone who does is like, it's the fall. It's the fall. I like Bitcoin, so I keep some Bitcoin. So I'll stay investing. Some investments work and some don't, though. You know, that's investing. So you don't know. Just like you have no certainty here, you almost have no certainty there. But before I do dump more bags into BTC, I definitely want to see a much steeper fall. So it's the end of the month. What have you guys taken away? Any good takeaways? Anything that you're going to start implementing in the next month, or anything that you're going to stop doing or start doing, or how we feeling? How we feeling? What will you stop doing or start doing in August? What will you be more consistent with? What habits will you drop? Which ones will you pick up? Less YouTube videos, more reading books. Nice. Yeah, get your head in the book. I mean, me and Anna were talking the other day. We're like, yo, there's a never-ending supply of content on YouTube. Like, you just one video leads to the next and the next and the next, and it's just crazy. So it's nice to get out of the internet. It's like online is the new offline. Offline is the new online, if that makes sense. That's kind of something I've been saying a little bit. It's like, that's why you really haven't seen me post too much on social media as much anymore. I'm just trying to be offline. You know, offline is the new online. I'm finding it so much better to enjoy my day, enjoy my life, you know? So that's a good one. It's a good one. A lot of people that I've been following a little bit, and we're starting to do it as well, is have like a 90s day, a 90s night. And, you know, don't bring no phones, don't bring anything. Just go with your plans and, you know, move about your day. You don't need to take pictures. You don't need to answer text messages. You know, you don't need to post on social media everywhere you go. It's like, just enjoy the night. So we've been having fun doing that. 70s night. Yeah, that should be next. Should we take it one step further in 60s? Oh, snap. That'll be a party. Hey, shout out to everyone that grew up in the 60s and 70s. All the young people be sleeping on y'all, but we know you had the time of your life. Trying to act like you guys don't know much. You guys know it all. What a time that was, I'm sure. A lot to learn. Awesome. Managing losses, very cool. Very cool, very cool. Let's see how NQ. Oh, this is what is this? Gold? Yeah, this is gold. So wow, we broke those lows there. Well, we did not close weak. Man. Whatever, NQ. Yeah, gold, I'm gonna give it probably 15 more minutes, and if not, I'm calling it a day, I'm calling it a week, I'm calling it a month. I'm taking a withdrawal, and I'm getting ready for August. I got my phone now too, so that's good. If we take a trade, I can trade it on this other broker. The reason I'm doing it on my phone is 'cause I'm using TradeLocker with this broker. So I've used TradeLocker in the past. I'm sure you guys have used TradeLocker, but OG Dougie Fresh, I'm sure you were. I'm sure you were. Sheesh. What else, man? What else? How many people are here? Anyone else picking up some new habits, putting down some old ones? Let's get some class participation in here. Some participation. 4 hours still bearish, so I'm not going to take this buy on the 15, but if we can close above on the 30, man. That looking good. That looking good. Might just range here. Who knows? 5 trades this month. Next month, I want to stay more consistent. Like every month, I want to close next in green too. Cool, man. Yeah. Hey, follow your plan. You know, don't try and do the green thing. Just follow the system that leads to the green. Yeah. One of the best things that ever happened to me was I realized I didn't have to be that guy. All I had to do was follow the system, follow the plan, and I was going to take winners and losers, but ultimately it was going to work out, you know, and over the course of the week or the month. So TradeLocker is the best platform. I mean, I like TradeLocker. I used it a lot. Not much last year, but the year before. And I just started using it again. So my main thing on this broker is I want to check spreads, slippage. I want to see entries, exits, and then I want to do a withdrawal. So if you give me like another week or so, I'll get all that done and I'll report back to you guys. Yeah, believe it or not, it's XAU USD again. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to stay trading futures here, like on stream and all that, but I guess, you know, with some of my live account, I'm just going to press the button on XAU USD instead of the GC chart. I'll let you guys know what broker it is some point next week. I want to make sure like it's good for our trading style, the spreads and the slippage, and mainly the withdrawals. So I want to make sure the withdrawals are good and clean, and then I'll report back and I'll let you guys know. And if you want to check it out, check it out. The biggest bad habit got to change is holding losers. Yeah, I did. I think we did a 2-part series in the webinar section on trade management and whatnot, and we talked about what to do. You know, because look, I mean, there's management that's required in drawdown and then in profit. So we talk a lot about, you know, everyone has a plan for if price goes into profits, but not many people have a plan for if price goes against us. So in that those 2 videos, I break down 2 different ways that you can look to manage risk and, you know, minimize your losers. So I would check that one out. I think it was called trade management. Yeah, trade, it was something like trade management or something. All right, Goldie. NQ, man. Annoying. Straight target tapped. In what? Couple minutes? Couldn't get a better top wick than that. See, these are the frustrations of being a trader. What do you want to do, you know? It's like you're going to go through them regardless. But you see, I'd rather go through these frustrations when no money is on the line than, you know, the frustrations I was going through as a new trader, which was jumping in anyway, or, you know, sizing up just because there wasn't a trade for the last day. So now I got to make all this big money and blah, 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 right? Yeah, gold on TradeLocker, yeah, that's the thing. It's like only a little difference there. Trade. Yeah, 40.33. Yep. That's the only difference, is you got a little price points. Other than that, the price action's the same. La Codes, the gang. I think it's Friday. I think they're feeling good. I think almost all of them are on vacation. Right? Must be nice out here, so they're all on vacation, chilling, having a good time. So you can't blame them. Last day of the month, last day of the week. Gold took a vacation too. Yeah, Gold took a vacay. Lacodes, how you doing, man? I see those monthly stats. Nice learning month here in July. Yeah, if July was tough on you, and if it was tough on you P&L wise, then chances are you probably jumped the gun a bit too much. If it was tough on you because you didn't get every opportunity you wanted, then that's probably a good thing, because you're remaining patient and disciplined, and only moving when the price action says so. Let's go, Wokey. I just got a good feeling about the end of the year, Wokey. I don't know, man. I just got a good feeling with your name on it. Yes, sir. You gotta take everything you learned here, apply, continue to keep that gratitude up, and let's just keep applying what works. You guys see how many times I wanted to get into a trade but stayed out instead? It's not easy to do, so most traders can't do that. And sometimes it'll work for you, but again, over time, over probability, it won't work. So even though it might work today, it might not work the next 5 times you do it. And the problem is, if it goes against your rules and it works, you're gonna be tempted again. You're gonna do. It's like anything. Anyone ever a criminal when they were a kid and willing to admit it? Chances are that first piece of bubble gum you stole, you seen how easy it was, and you said, bet, we're gonna run that. That's too easy, right? And you start breaking the laws, and you can only do it for so long until it kind of catches up with you. So same thing in trading. Probability wise, it's you could probably get away with being a criminal more easier than you can get away with breaking your plan and being a criminal to your laws, right? In trading. So yeah, don't be a criminal, man. Don't be trying to, mess around with the market like that. How come I don't release a video on YouTube? Yeah, I release a webinar every day on YouTube. Literally. Almost every day. I'm here for 3 hours every day, literally begging you guys to ask me questions so that I can help you move forward in your trading journey. Not too many places you get some guy who's in life where you want to be that's begging you to ask him questions so he can fill in the blanks for you. But look at all these webinars. We do webinars every single day. So it's just, there's 10,000 people watching, but how many people are actually, taking the information and running with this stuff? But look at all these webinars. This is crazy. It's crazy. Lots of webinars every day, every single day for months and months and months and months and years and years and years. I think we're almost 4 years in now. Why not use Top Steps Broker? I actually applied for it, but I never heard back from them. All right, 4 hours stuck. Let's see what we do here. Will we reject this zone? It's kind of the zone I'm looking at now. Do I journal trade? Yeah, I journal all my trades. Yep. You have to. You don't have to, but stealing from 7-Eleven, it's too easy. Man said breaking into cars. Oh my God, we got a lot of criminals. Usually criminals are just, people that know what they're doing. They're just directed the wrong way. So once you can, direct it, a lot of criminals become some of the best entrepreneurs. Stealing from the fridge. Yeah, you can't be afraid to ask questions. I mean, like we're not even like in a room where people can look at you and hear what you sound like, and you don't even have to stutter. Like, you can't even stutter typing, can you? I mean, maybe you can mistype something, but you know, you're not going to even embarrass yourself. So if you guys got questions, ask them. I'm more than happy to help you along the way here. Yeah, every time close to success. So you self-sabotage. So that's really just the work that you have to do in self, right? So that's what I was saying that earlier. A lot of people will know the technicals, know how to do all this, yet every time they come to a payout, they lose it. Or every time that they're about to hit a breaking point, it pushes back. So you really have to pay attention to your self-image, what you're saying when you talk to yourself. You know, little do you know, you might be saying all the time, man, I always get to where I'm about to be successful, and then I always fall. So guess what the subconscious mind does when I know you think that doesn't mean anything, but the subconscious mind is listening and taking notes, and it goes, what was that? Oh yeah, a reinforcement. Okay, let's make sure every time we get to success that we fall back and self-sabotage. Perfect. Okay, everyone got that? Everyone got. That's how your subconscious mind operates. But if instead those words going on in your mind are, hey, every time I get, you know, momentum going, I take advantage of it. Success comes to me naturally. Money comes to me in increasing quantities on a continuous basis over and over and over and over again. Nothing could stop my success. I'm a money magnet. Everything I touch turns to gold. Guess what? Subconscious mind's like, huh? Okay. Yep. Success comes automatic. Money comes in increasing quantities on a continuous basis. Everyone got that? Everyone looking for ways to get this done? Everyone paying attention? Okay. Everything you touch turns to gold. Okay. This is very important. I know it sounds funny. I know I joke and kid about it. I want to, you know, teach it to you in a playful manner, but this, gang, is so important. So important. That's what stops, you know, that's what stops most people's success is themselves and the spoken word that they speak over themselves, and, you know, what they're reporting to their subconscious mind. Whatever is being reported will be acted upon. The subconscious mind will never argue. It will never debate. It will only take orders. So you got to be very, very attentive, right, to what you are saying when you're talking to yourself. And there's a good book out there. It's titled exactly that, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. I would highly recommend it. Highly recommend. That book blew my mind. I said, wow, I've been programming myself for failure. No wonder why I'm a failure. Well, and that's good news, because that means, hey, I could probably start programming my mind for success, and then maybe, just maybe, right, I could be successful. And turned out to work. So give it another go, my friend, but this time be your own best friend. You know, not your own worst enemy. Ah, Goldie. All right, well, we get a 30 closure here in a few minutes. 15 closure, 1 hour closure coming up in 30 minutes. Let's take a look at NQ. NQ just pulling back now. What's the most important thing in trading? Execution. Execution. One word. Alright, NQ, probably going to leave alone. Gold, what do we do here on gold? We kind of closed, yeah, these are horrible closures here. So we're not getting the closures that we want, unfortunately. NQ, I think, same deal here. I think the 30, I might be down to stick around a couple more minutes and wait. And if we can get something like, you know, this on NQ, I think, you know, we could look for the buys to come back up there. Execution, brother. The most important thing is executing, right? It's not about being right. It's not about catching every move. It's not about, having the fanciest, coolest looking strategy. It's not even about, making money like all fast and whatnot. It's knowing how to execute and when to execute. It's knowing, how to follow the rules, right? When the money's on the line, how to take losses without getting emotionally hijacked. It's about staying out when the setup just doesn't fit criteria, like you see me do a couple times today and even in Asian last night. But none of that happens unless execution is there. So if you ask what's the most important thing, it's definitely execution. And then we all know execution is our edge, right? So if you are trading a system and that system has proven profitable data long term, then execution itself becomes your edge when you're waiting for the right opportunities. Bum, 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 bum. Four-hour coming back up on NQ. Not liking any of these closures at all. The money's made in the hunt. Yep. Later, OGH. Peace out. Peace out. Am I reading chat from YouTube or Clubhouse? Both. Both. I got two chats. I got one chat here, one chat here. YouTube, can you see the chat up here? Can you see your chat? I know the Clubhouse can't see theirs, but we got some chats. We got some chats moving. We do a little chatting. Yes, sir. Great month. I'll see you in August. I'll see you in August. Why don't we take the sells on the break of the 15 lows down here? Because I wanted a 15 closure below. Yeah, or I wanted this candle there to... My plan was if that candle right there, because that was the first 15-minute candle of the 4-hour, and I never really like to enter on the first 15-minute candle of the 4-hour because of that reason right there. Because it may go down, it might break its low, but then that 4-hour candle may take its time with creating the top wick. You got to understand, like, this isn't a 15-minute candle where it's like, make the top wick, a couple minutes later, break the lows, go, right? This is a new candle that's going to be lasting 4 hours. So sometimes it takes some time, right, to create that top wick. So I never like to jump on it at that point. And look, I mean, if you would have done that today, it would have cost you. It would have cost you a little bit. So in order for me to get into the sell, like I wanted to see that first 15-minute candle close bearish, and then I'll go from there. So when was the last time I felt frustrating trading? 11 minutes ago, literally. It's frustrating when when you're looking for opportunities and they just don't show up, So, but I mean, it's not like I'm so frustrated to where I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself, It's not like that, but I'm a little frustrated right now, trying to find some moves and not really able to find them. So that's I guess the extent of my level of frustration. It's not easy following the rules, man. But again, that's what most people don't follow the rules. But again, most people don't make money trading. And by the way, I know the numbers. I know people that own brokers. I know people that own prop firms. So I know the numbers. So, you can't really kid me. If you're not following your plan all the time, I know you're not making money. It's that simple. It's that simple, G. Trading's too hard. It's too hard to make money not following a plan or deviating from it. Trust me, I from time to time they show me the numbers, especially like some prop firms, and man, it's crazy because most people just can't stick with their plan more than a day or a week. Very rarely can someone stick with their plan the whole month, never mind years. I mean, You have no idea. So most of the people that you think are doing so good trading, they actually probably don't even make money trading. They just talk like they do or act like they do, but they've got no results to show for it. So it's the amount of traders that can stay consistent for over 30 days is so low, I don't even want to tell you the number. It will scare the daylights out of you. So you got to be one of them. You know, you got to be literally almost the 1%. But look, it's nothing you can't do. Nothing you can't do. If I can do it, you can do it. Awesome. CP4, have a great weekend, my friend. Oh, if I had to start over from 1,000, would you go with your own account or prop firm? So when I hear start over, I hear like start over from everything. I don't know anything about trading, nothing, right? So the first thing I would do is I would try and find a group, right, or a teacher to help me, right? The shortcut is always find someone to help. So I'd find some help. And this is what I did, right? I tuned into like Raja Banks' stream. I'd find some stream, right, that I can kind of, you know, work alongside of and start to learn a little bit. I get some sort of educational material that I can study a little bit, and I'd use that first 1,000 for education, for anything I can look at or read through or study to help me get up to speed, right? Because if I'm going to jump on the live stream as a new trader, or if I'm going to join a community, I'm going to be behind, right? So they're going to start saying things like onion, celery, and I'm going to be like, what the hell? What's going on? So I would get some educational material, start to catch up with the terminology and the things that are being taught. And from that point, I would use a little bit of money to buy a cheap funded account. And I would trade on that one funded account for an entire month, man. I really wish I was able to do this when I first started. I feel like I could have turned 3 years of losing money into like under 6 months. So if I could have really done that from the beginning, just played around with a small funded account, learn the basics, learn how to exit and enter and manage and all that stuff, learn the buttons and whatnot, and then from there, if I would do that until I can pass like a actual prop firm, and then once I'm able to pass a prop firm and I feel like I've been learning and studying, that's when I would probably jump up and get like a more expensive prop firm account, like instant funded. And then from there, if the skill is there, you should continue making money. So from that point, I'd start stacking up some of those profits and then, pushing them towards a cash account, like a live account. But yeah, in the beginning, I would just go with cheap funded accounts. Try and find a good squad to roll with. If you like us here, come, we're here almost every day. You could join us in the clubhouse for all the course material and whatnot. But I'd find like a team that resonate with you, and I'd lock in. I'd lock in and I'd buy a cheap funded account and just trade with the team for a couple months, learn how they're doing things, and then from there start to, focus on some money, take some money goals. Show us the Porsche. I don't show you guys my stuff too much. Sometimes I'm embarrassed to show you guys some things and the money that's made. Like, I don't know. I watch some people online and they have no problem telling you and us how much money they got and how much money they spend and how much money they made and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I'm sometimes embarrassed to do that. I don't even want to show you guys my cars and stuff. I don't know. Just not that type of guy. I know that doesn't suit the internet influencer guru very well, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. From time to time, I don't like to rub stuff in people's faces like that. I worked hard for that. It took a lot of sacrifice, a lot of time, a lot of energy, so I don't want to guarantee people things that they can make these things easy. Like I watch this one guy. He's actually funny. I'm not going to drop names, but you probably know who it is. He's funny as hell, but he's just in the videos, it's just like, you could do what I did. It'll be so easy. Just do this. Just get with me here. And like, I don't know. I just think that's cornball stuff, but it's whatever. To each his own, yeah? I've read a lot of books, that's why. Yeah. Yo, what's up, Conrad? How are you, brother? Amazing to see you, dude. Always good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Been trading 3 years, had some ups and downs, so the knowledge is there, though maybe the group. Yeah, you know, maybe the group, maybe the accountability's missing. Maybe there's some type of, you know, I work with some traders one-on-one and stuff, and, you know, a lot of times they have the technicals down. It's just a mindset. It's a mentality adjustment that needs to be made. Sometimes it's accountability. Sometimes it's a mindset thing. It's a thought process. So, yeah, you know, a lot of people can get the technicals and understand everything about the market, but they're not prepared mentally. You see, I'm pretty much the opposite. I actually don't know that much about the markets, but I know a lot about myself and my mindset and my mentality. So I know how to follow a plan, and I know how to respect the process. So you guys may know more than me, way more than me in trading, yet I may make way more than you. I don't know. Maybe that could be the case, maybe not. But that just goes to show you that it's the guy that got all the technicals and can tell you every little thing and every little indicator, right? Versus the guy who just knows himself, right? And understands how to use his mentality and composure and discipline. That person's going to most likely win long term in most cases. So yeah, it's not always about the technicals. It's probably some type of mindset or mentality switch and adjustment that you need to make. And it's really, it's quick. You know, it's actually not that hard. You're probably just blind to it. It's probably a blind spot or something at the moment. And you just probably need, you know, someone to say something, or you need to ask a question or something for that aha moment to break. Yeah, because as you know, I know little about trading. Really, the only thing I know about trading is what you see me do on a day-to-day basis. I mean, there's some terminology that you guys say in the chat where I'm like, these guys sure do sound smart. They really do. They really do. But the question is, are they bringing in results? You know, because you can know everything. Like Jim Rohn says, you don't want to just seek out knowledge. Knowledge will just lead to you, you know, basically being broke. Right? But you want to apply knowledge. So it's one thing to know everything. Like I got a guy that I've been working with for a while now, and he knows everything. He knows you ask the question, the technical, he'll give you the answer. But he doesn't know himself that well. So he questions his decision making. He questions his exits, his entries. You know, he can't quite find any profitability, although he knows everything about the technicals, right? So how is that? Why is that? It's because he keeps self-sabotaging, right? He's not acting. He's not actually applying what he's learning. He's just learning it. And learning it doesn't get you anything. You know, applying what you learn is where the money's at. Why didn't I take a trade? I'm not sure, but it probably just didn't fit my plan. You know, likely didn't fit my plan. 15-minute break at 32. What pair? What time? Gold 4032. Okay, you might be on the Forex chart, yeah? That's all good. I got a Forex chart now. I got one. Let me check it out. 4032. Oh, down there. It was the brand new 4-hour It was a brand new 4-hour candle, this one. It was the first 15 minutes, so I didn't want to execute off the first 15. I wanted to see this one reject, and then I was going to have a sell stop after this candle closed. And the main reason why I didn't want to do it is the main reason, you see it right here. See how we broke the low and just popped back up? Because that 4-hour candle needed a top wick. So I never like to get in on the first 15 minutes of a 4-hour candle, or usually I don't like to get in. Sometimes I will, but a lot of times I'll let that candle open up, do its thing, close, and then I'll look for entry. But what else? Happy Friday, cable trader. What's good? You're Indian with a language problem? No, you're not. You're perfect. Your English is perfect. You understand English perfect. You speak English perfect. So, hey, some of y'all speak English better than me. and it's your second language. I don't even know all the words in English, man. English is crazy. Is there any trade I don't put a stop loss on your trades? Have I done that? Yes, I have done that in the past, and I've blown a lot of money doing stupid stuff like that. Yeah. What's the thought when I deposit again? Don't do that again. Just to do it again sometimes. So, yeah, I haven't done that in a while, but I've definitely been hit with that. The main thing is, like, what I would say going back is, if you're asking that question, it's like, hey, you know, I've got a friend, and this friend, he just doesn't put a stop loss on his trade, you know, and then his account vanishes. What would you say? Well, what should I say to my friend? You know? So if you did that, right, that's okay. But really, before you fund that up again, you know, you gotta like look at it and say, hey, why did I do that? What was the reason? I know I shouldn't have done it. What was I trying to do there? Was it emotional? And likely it was. And then just kind of learn the lesson from that before funding the next account. And, you know, have that lesson under your belt, because you don't want to fund another account, or you're likely to repeat that same mistake. So I used to do that all the time with my prop firm accounts. When I first started trading prop firms like a couple years ago, I would just blow the account, and without really thinking about why I blew it, I just buy a new one. And buy a new one and buy a new one. And there came a point where I was like, hey, before I buy this new one, I should probably review my trade. But, you know, Don's calling a trade now. I got to buy it right now. Boom, you know, and I was just buying, and I was just trading for the wrong reasons. And, you know, it's understandable. Like any newer trader kind of can fall into that idea. And then over time, you start to see how the pros do it, and then you start to make those adjustments. How come I'm trading with Trade Locker now? I'm actually just testing out another broker to see if this broker, you know, makes some sense. And I don't know. Yeah, just gonna try it out and see if it works. I've been looking for new brokers all year, so I've been trying a couple. I haven't really liked many, but this one seems to be pretty good so far with like spreads, slippage. I want to take a couple more trades next week. I want to take a withdrawal next week, and then just see how that withdrawal process goes. And if it goes well, then I'll let you guys know what broker it is. No stops, baby, no stops. Just started trading. This 250 really enough for me? I lost a lot in business. Like, yeah, I mean, look, you're not gonna. The key is you're not gonna make all your money back in one day, right? So just understand that in trading. Trading is a compounding. It's all about compounding. So most traders are trying to make all this money in one day, and you'll get there eventually. Like, in the beginning, if I would have tried to do something that I do today, like for instance, right? If I would have tried to make let's go to like recent, right? If I would have tried to make $5,000 in one day off of one trade when I first started trading, like, you know, that would be me trying to do all things at once. But when you understand that trading's a compounding game, and you compound skill and then you compound capital, you know that it's not going to happen in one day, but over many days, right? Over time. So, you know, over the course of the last 6 years now, I was able to compound my skill. I was able to compound my capital, right, to the point where I'm now able to see those type of days. But man, what happens if I would have tried doing that so much in the very beginning? I would have really blew all my money trying to, you know, hit it big or something. So it's a compound. You know, don't try and get it all in one day, or, you know, one trade or anything like that. It takes time. You got to really be committed for the long haul in trading. It's not like a short-term game. It's really not. Oh, look at this. Everything looking the same. Yeah, let's see what's up with gold. 10 minutes on the closure. Should we snipe a fade to end the month? I don't see why not. 19 trades in July, deviated 3 times, 69, 70% win rate, was up 19% at most. Got greedy, ended the month down 12%. There you go. Yeah, just like you said, don't be that worst enemy. You see, like, you can see how the wins compound, but the deviation just completely annihilates you, because you're going against the plan, so you don't want to take that loss. So you extend the stop, or you extend it, or you over risk, or you know what I mean? So it's just, when you're a young kid, you ever hear your parents say, like, nothing good happens after 9 or 10 p.m., just be home by then or something. It's like, nothing really good ever happens outside of your playbook and your plan in trading. So, just stay away, at all costs. Block out that noise. Consider it being like just like a legend, like a top G. Only a top G can block out that noise and not deviate and stick to the plan all the time, right? Consider it like being cool, so to speak. Like I think being cool is following your trading plan and having a whole bunch of money in your pocket. That's what I think being pretty cool is. So when you break your plans, that's just never going to happen, and you got to, make sure you're sticking to what works. We live on TikTok. We have gone live on TikTok a few times, but I don't think we're still doing it. It's a lonely road. It really is, mechanic. Yeah, that's why I started my live stream, because I was doing pretty good, making some good money, getting payouts, and I was just bored, and I'm like, I love people. I was in a e-commerce / network marketing business before I ever got into trading, and I was just like, I fell in love with people in that business. But once I started trading, I was not talking to anyone. I was like literally like just monk mode in my basement, and I just missed the idea of being with people, So I'm like, all right, let me just start a YouTube channel and take trades. I'll share my trading, I'll share my life philosophies, and we'll see what happens, And now it's nice, because pretty much every time I trade, I get to hang out with you guys, and it's not as lonely. It's not as lonely. Gold short, like right now while it's going up. You trying to get me an instant drawdown? The hecky. Yes, sir, Suave. Now you're talking, yeah. Now we're talking like 2,000 people every day between Clubhouse, YouTube, and all the stuff that goes on here. It's like, now I got people to hang out with every trading session. And it's nice, the reason why we try to have conversations here is to try and keep you guys out of just unnecessary trades and breaking your plan and all that. But yeah, the only way I sell gold is if we actually close below the range. That's my last shot here today. Otherwise, I'm wrapping it up, calling it a day, calling it a month, calling it a year. Not year, but a month. Oh, GBP JPY. Is it? You know what? The codes, Trade Locker, FX Broker, you just never know. You might be hearing pound yen a little soon. Who knows? Made at least, yeah. Can't control the certain exact. Yeah, that's good, man. Learning patience. I know patience doesn't like feel good at the moment, but man, if at the end of every week, a month, my goodness, certainly is worth it. You guys ever trying to work on a diet? You're like, all right, you know what? Let me not eat today. Like, let me not eat bad today. I'll save my cheat meal for the weekend. And then the next day, you're just so happy that you didn't cheat, right? That you didn't eat that crappy meal. You feel so much better. That's kind of how patience is in trading. It's like you look back, like I look back on my month, and the day to day, I'll be honest, it was a grind. It was it was a bit of a grind, right? But the grind was worth it when you just look back and you kind of take a deep breath at the end of the month and say, okay, although it was definitely a gritty month, we had to really work for the money that we did make. This month actually took a lot of effort and a lot of discipline too, to stay out of the markets a lot. But ultimately, at the end of the month, you could take a breath of fresh air, take a withdrawal, and keep it moving right into the next month. But the day-to-day of it all it's a grind, especially this past month. It was definitely a grind and not easy to trade the markets this month. So that's why you see a lot of just one trade pretty much almost every day, is because I just want to get my bag and get out in these summer markets here. So anyone who's been trading likely didn't do as well. MetaTrader, man, I don't know if I go all the way back to MetaTrader and Magic Keys. That'd be nuts. That'd be like full circle right there. Month of learning, practicing, patience for me was tough. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's tough. You know what I mean? It's not easy to practice this patience and stuff. But feeling good at the end of it, ready for August. Yeah, I love it, bro. Love it. Tacky question. What's the biggest thing that changed in your life since probably just peace of mind. I was always pretty steady, pretty composed, pretty positive, so I didn't really need money to change my I don't know, just my mind on certain things. I was already very grateful just for the life I had. I didn't need that to feel grateful or happy or anything like that. I just think chasing freedom for such a long time, when I was finally able to buy my life back, it became like more of a peace of mind thing than anything else. Like the money itself didn't make me happier, make me enjoy life any more than I was before. It just gave peace of mind, knowing that I don't have to make every single decision based off of money or survival mode, or I don't have to stress over every little bill or worry about taking care of my family. I just didn't feel like I was trapped anymore, but again, making it doesn't, quote unquote, making it, right? Or money, it doesn't fix everything. So if you still have, things going on the inside, that's going to still kind of have to be worked on. Fortunately for me, I was able to grow and develop personally with my own self-image before I ever got into trading. So, and before I ever really made my run for freedom. So I had a lot of I just had a lot of it all together already. And then, the money came in and just boom, gave me that freedom that I was pretty much working for a long time. And then again, just kind of made it a little bit more peace of mind. Freedom, baby. Money just gives you options. It doesn't automatically give you peace. Actually, it won't give you peace at all. It doesn't come with any peace. That peace has to kind of be with you. The peace really comes from what you already have and how you're gonna move with the money now. So the peace of mind is there, but if you don't fix those internal workings, it won't be there. You see a lot of people get into drugs or get into partying or get into gambling and stuff like that. When they run into money, it's because they haven't done the inner work yet. So fortunately for me, I had incredible spiritual mentors and just life coaches that helped me in those areas and in that department long before money ever came my way. So I was very well prepared for it. And that's what I'm trying to help the guys and the girls in the clubhouse too do, right? Like make sure we're prepared for our success, because believe it or not, oftentimes you won't get that success until you are prepared. So you got options now though, options. So, life changed, obviously more freedom, more comfort, more opportunities, better experiences, more of the things I can scratch off the bucket list, more ability to help people, right? If I have to work a job right now, I can't necessarily be here with you guys, right? So the ability to provide, to add value is really what I was looking for. My two biggest dreams in life was to be financially independent and to impact lives all over the world, meaning doing this, right? Adding value to people day by day. So yeah, I think when it comes to the flex, like the real flex, it's not about not checking the price tags on things, but being able to wake up when I want with purpose, take care of my family, move with that purpose, and just be able to impact people on my time. The way you use the money. All right, I think that's it, G's. GC. Yeah, I think that's it for me. I'm not going to be taking any trades today, but I would probably wait for a break and a retest and then look for buys there if I was taking more. Yeah. Just a little too out of my league for the last day of the month. Maybe on the first day of the month, All right, any last questions before we head out? This was a good session today. We had some good opportunities, but no clear doorways in. Closures weren't really that good, so a day like today, we'll let some of that go. What RR do I take mostly? Anything 1R, a little bit less is fine for me. Yeah, I'll even take like partials at half R sometimes. All right, I think we're good. Well, I hope you guys have a great day. It was a blessing this month. I'm going to take a nice withdrawal here and reward myself for some of the monthly grind. And as you should too, especially if you have a live account. And we'll get back to business on Monday. We'll have a fresh month ahead of us. We'll be doing a big trade review in the Clubhouse tomorrow. So if you guys aren't in the Clubhouse yet, come on in, join it. Like, put some faith behind yourself, invest in yourself, get yourself on a plan to succeed, right? On the road to succeed. And sometimes that just means, pulling up, joining the squad, getting that extra work in, and, ultimately taking off from there. So hope this stream helped you guys out today. And should we party after the stream? I don't know. Do you guys want to, do we do the party today? Or it is Friday, right? Friday is usually the party day, right? All right. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. If I don't see you on the webinar, blessings to you and your family. And I'll catch you guys back on Monday. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I've enjoyed my time. Blessings. And I'll see you on the next one. All right. Peace out, G's. Have a great day. Adios, Clubhouse. I'll see you tomorrow. Later, guys.
When you're low and your knees can't rise, you feel helpless and you're looking to the sky. Some people would say to accept defeat. Well, if this is fate, then we'll find a way to cheat. 'Cause we'll say a little prayer. But if the answer isn't fair, you can call on me when you need somebody. You can call on me when you can't stop the tears from falling down. You can call on me, darling. You can call on me when you can't stop the tears from falling down. When you're weary and the road is dark, and I'll guide you with the beating of my heart. And if the Calvary and the help don't come, well then we'll find a way to dodge a smoking gun. 'Cause we'll say a little prayer. But if the answer isn't fair, then call on me. When you need somebody, you can call on me. When you can't stop the tears from falling down. You can call on me, darling. When you can't stop the tears from falling down.
A2000 EST. OCOEE. Yeah, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, hey, hey. I need peace, I need love, I need everything that's coming from above. I need peace, I need love, I need everything that's coming from above. I'm with my dog, ay. Birds of a feather, we gon' fly together. Ay, we gon' ride forever like it's heavy metal. I ain't Christopher Columbus, I would never settle. I ain't Lewis, I ain't Clark, I would never settle. God told me I'm Olympic for real. Ay, see the kingdom, why you simping for real? Why you talking, you should listen for real. All this jaywalking got me limping for real. Hey, jaywalking,
Kids are partying.
Jesus walking, hey, Jesus talking. Yo, big faith, yeah, I need a whole lot of that way, where I'm about to go like amigo. Can't see the vision, that you can't be me amigos. I call up my girl and then we pull up to the Rego. That's the only time we pay to see you acting way different, way different. Same book, but the page different, the page different. Is it cliche to say I'm lane switching? Well, I'm lane switching. Hold on, let me put my turning signal on, so they see me coming, they still can't see me coming. Only two things that I need is peace, I need love, I need everything that's coming from above. I need peace, I need love, I need everything that's coming from up. They like, how he, who he, what is this? Hey, my studio is wherever I sit. Hey, I plug in the microphone and then you hear that click. It's a hit. Hey, way it hit him like, whoa, man. Hey, make him do the uh-oh, man. Hey, how you just came up with whoa, man? Flow electric, this is not a slow dance, not a slow dance. We come together and we pray and hold hands. He give grace, so wherever grace lands. He paid the price, ain't have no escape plan. Yeah, no plan. Yeah, no plan. Actually, his plan was the plan, so he planned it. Hey, set the bar high, he the code, so I scanned it. Hey, we saving souls on the campus. Hey, but this ain't no religion, we ain't following your antics. Hey, thank you, Lord, I sit like a praying mantis. Enemy just tryna see me sink Titanic. Never out, but I'm outlanded. Even when I'm out, soon as I land. Back to the beach, back to the sand. Yeah, back to the... Only two things that I need is peace, I need love, I need everything that's coming from above. I need peace, I need love, I need everything that's coming from above.